And once again, a very good morning to you. It's now time to rise and shine. And just so you know, this is what we do every single morning from 6:30 to 7, just making sure that we are kickstarting your day right. Today, we are going to be talking about tackling change. So many of us are afraid of change, but how do you handle change? Joining me in this conversation is Sarah Munyi, who is a life coach. Karibu sana to K24 Alpha.
Thank you very much, Sarah.
We are happy to have you on a Wednesday. You are our Woman Crush Wednesday.
Oh my goodness.
WCW.
That is just wonderful.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Yes.
You know, you're my namesake, so
oh yeah.
I think this will work
Sarah,
out.
Sarah. And you know, Sarah means a princess.
Yes.
Just so you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Sarahs are always beautiful.
Tell them. Tell them, because when I tell them, they don't listen. Okay. So, apart from you being a life coach, who is Sarah?
Yes, so Sarah Munyi is a friend. First of all, I like to describe myself as a friend.
Yeah.
Because even if we want to do business, we want to do business with people who we know, with friends.
Yeah.
Sarah is a sister because people want to deal with people who care about them.
Yeah.
And I'm also a life coach. I'm a corporate speaker and trainer in the areas of change management, leadership, personal development. Yes, so, but this is not what I always wanted to do. Actually, you know, we always have those dreams when we are children.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to be a pilot, this, or
an engineer.
Yeah, so life coaching is a story of change for me, and it started back about 3-4 years ago.
Okay.
Yes, I was into something totally different. I've studied IT from Jomo Kenyatta University.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I started looking at my life and analyzing my life, and I got myself into you know, having somebody who can mentor me and coach me, and that is when I took a personal development journey. Yeah, so it was a story of about 1 year of self-discovery, and then I realized that I have always had people coming to me in my life, you know, sharing to me with their problems, and I have
even before you
even before I even knew that there's anything like life coaching.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then it happened one day that I went to I come from Kirinyaga County, so I went to my former primary school, and my mother is a teacher there. So there was this event that was happening. People were coming to donate stuff there. So I said I just go because I'm an old girl. I see what is happening. So when I went there, the head teacher said that, Sarah, you have to speak to my candidates, and I said, what about, really? So when I went there, and you know, she told me, you know, she's an old girl, she's doing very well, speaks to the students. I didn't know what to tell them. So because she took me to the same class where I was in class 8, I just, you know, this is just what I had to tell the students. I told them, you know, I sat on that desk. I wore that uniform. Yeah. I had the same teachers, you know, teacher so and so, he was my Swahili teacher too. And I read the same books, and you know what, I'm somewhere in life. And I will never forget how these children, you know, really appreciated. They shared to me their fears. They told me what they really want to be. They want to become somebody just like me. And they wanted to take photos with me, so it was a moment of fulfillment. Yeah. No one has ever wanted to take photos with me like an important person.
Who am I to take photos
exactly,
with these young
like
girls,
an important person. So the journey started from then. I started wondering, where has this been all my life? And then I actually realized if there's something I want to inspire in this one, I want to inspire change. Yeah. Yes, I want to inspire change. Yeah. So that is where my journey began, and of course after that I met a coach called Pepe Minamba. He was launching a leadership academy, and I signed it, and the rest is history. Yeah. The rest has been history. Yeah. Yeah.
And life coaching is what you do 24/7, 365.
That is what I do.
Okay. So how did you embrace this change, you know, from being an IT person to life coaching? These are two different worlds, by the way.
Yes. You know what? It starts with accepting where you are in life. First of all, you have to assess candidly where you are in life. Are you happy with the quality of life that you're living? Are you happy with the things that you have with your life? And the thing about whether you're happy or not is that everything that you have in life, you have attracted it through your actions, inactions, decisions, and indecisions. So your life is a total accumulation of your actions. Then I realized for me, I think the path that I have taken, this is not what I really want to do. First of all, I had to know my personality. I'm very outgoing. I'm not the person to sit in a server room and configure machines the whole day. I realized I'm not that kind of person. So I have to really study myself. No, this is who I really am. I want to get out there. Let me get into marketing and sales. And then from there, I realized, you know what? I think I want to deal with people. I think I want to, every day, if I can just get one person at the end of the day, say, Sarah, because of you, I'm thinking differently. I'm doing this differently. I think for me, that gives me fulfillment. fulfillment. Yeah, so that is why I got into life coaching. So I had to, first of all, I said, where am I? And I'm not happy with the kind of life I'm living. I want to do something more fulfilling and satisfying.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And you know, like the reason why most of us are scared of change, it's because of the people around us,
Exactly.
our family members, our friends, the society. How did they take it when you say that, you know what, I'm actually quitting being an IT person,
Yes,
and I want to follow my dream, and I really want to do something that gives me like genuine happiness, which is life coaching? How did they take it?
Exactly. You have to be very courageous because everyone thinks you've lost your mind.
Yeah.
Or because you're saying that because so-and-so is doing this, I want to do this as well.
Right.
But I had to show them that, you know what, and I had to be consistent. So in fact, and everything changed about it because even the way I used to communicate on social media, because I would post things about, you know, I would post, who is in town, I buy lunch, you know, such things. So I started writing inspiring things. And even on WhatsApp group, I'd form WhatsApp groups and add people, and I'm writing inspiring because I write a lot. So they started seeing a change where I thought you were doing IT. These days, Connie, what are you doing? I said, yeah, I found my true north. So when you're when you're constantly doing what you love, when you're consistent with it, people take you seriously. Because the way to convert people who don't believe in you is to just show a little courage that I know what I'm doing and I'm serious about it. And then I started relating with people who are into this area. That is why I had to stick to a life coach, Pepe Minambo, and many others who are in this area. So every meeting out there in the evening, inspirational meetings, I am there and I'm posting out inspiring things. So people start taking me seriously, but it took time. You have to show people that you know what it is that you're doing. Absolutely. And then from there, slowly by slowly, now they start buying in. You start converting them and they become believers. They start coming to your meeting. You have to be consistent.
And you have to believe in yourself first
before
other people believe.
Exactly. You have to believe in yourself.
Yes.
You have to be your first believer.
All right.
Exactly.
So did you face any personal challenges?
Yes, I faced a lot of...
Like which one?
Yes,
because I'm assuming, like, you know, like coming from IT, and I'm sure it's very well paying.
Yes, it is.
To life coaching,
yes,
which, you know, it's a gamble. One day you have it, like one day you have a gig, the next day you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you face any other challenges, like apart from that?
Yes, there were challenges because first of all, but it was all coming from friends.
Yes.
It was all coming from friends. But then, you know, you realize what I did is that I actually launched a company. And it was very interesting because I launched a company because my coach told me, Sarah, you want to inspire change to the world. You want the world to know you for what you're passionate about. You want to launch a company. Tell people, call people to a launch. This is what I am doing I want to do for the rest of my life. And that was not easy. So first, the challenges came from people who were around me because first of all, in the work environment, I couldn't share what I was doing, you know, until I realized I'm being called to speak to meetings and I can't get leave. You know, so I realized, what am I still holding on to here? Because that went on for a while. What am I still holding on to here? So of course there was that fear, how now if I lose, is this really stable? But then I had to realize that, you know what, this is it. Because you will never actually be ready to change. There is no time that is good enough to change. If you don't do it now, tomorrow it will never come.
Okay.
Yeah. So one day I just had to take a leave and say, you know what, I don't know what it is that I'm holding on to here. And I just, you know, walked into my MD's office. I said, you know what, I admire you as a businesswoman, as an entrepreneur. Yeah. I want to be like you, but I cannot be like you working for you. I want to go out there, do my small thing. I'll come for advice. And I'll never forget the advice that she gave me, that lady. So what she told me is what actually made me feel, you know, I'm doing the right thing. And you know, they did a party for me, and I left. And I have never regretted. Yeah, so I think it was hard for me until I was able to speak out. Until I was able to speak out and tell them, this is what I'm going through. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I don't want to hit 30 without knowing what I want to do with my life.
Yeah, like your true purpose.
Exactly. And today we're friends. We relate like, you know, peers. Yeah.
Okay, and even as you say, there's no right time, you know, for you to change and to embrace it. Why is it important to change on a personal level?
On a personal level, because the thing is, things do not always remain the same. And the thing about change, actually, there's a great philosopher called Heraclitus. He said that the only constant thing in life is change. The only constant thing in life is change. So it will always be there. And how we deal with it has a big impact on how our lives end up. And if you cannot manage change, you cannot manage life. It will always be there. And you know, the reason why we're having this conversation on depression, mental health, or why we have, you know, mental institutions is because people cannot be able to manage a change that has happened in their life. So it is very important that we know how to manage because it will always come. Things will not always be the same. Yeah. So, and then the thing is that we always want good things for ourselves. We want maybe a palace house, you want a palatial house, you want to build a house for. We always want these things. The difference between where you are and where we want to be is simply the actions that you take, a change that you make in a day. Because if you're not happy with your life right now, if you're not happy with your quality of life right now, then you know you cannot continue doing the same things and expect different results. You cannot be, you know, demanding too much from life, but asking too little of yourself. Something has to change.
Yeah,
something, either it can be an attitude or it can be, you know, changing your mind, but something has to change in your life. So, and usually say that if you cannot change something, then at least change your attitude.
Okay.
Yes, about it.
So is every change positive?
No, it's not every change is positive. Yeah.
Even as we say that we need to change, but is it positive?
But I'm saying, yeah, we are changing because we are looking at change as a growth enabler. Yeah. Let us look at it like that. Yeah, because it's a growth enabler. Otherwise, not every change is a change for the better. Okay. Yeah, so, but the thing is that we said, are you happy with the quality of life you're living? If the answer is no, then you know you cannot continue doing the same thing, expecting different results. Yeah, so you have to do something more. You have to demand more of yourself. If you want more from life, demand more of yourself. Yeah, but you can actually, you know, change for the worse.
For the worse.
Yeah, but let's look at change as a growth enabler and as a progress propeller, because I know in everyone's life we want progress. Okay. If there is something that we wake up in life every day to do, is at least to progress our lives. Okay. Yes, and change, I mean, progress is impossible without change. Okay. Yeah.
And one of the reasons why people are very scared of change is because of fear, because you don't know what to expect on the other side. You know, you're used to this particular way of doing things, and then now you're supposed to change it to something else, but then again, you are not sure whether this is going to work for you or not. So how do you manage this? How do you manage that transition?
Managing the fears.
Yes.
The fear will always be there. And so it is not, it should not be a factor or something that makes you, you know, go back on your dreams or your goals. Fear will always be there. And fear usually comes to check some little things about your life. Are you ready? It asks you that. Are you ready? You're going to do that presentation. Are you ready for it? Have you studied enough? It asks you those questions. And because you don't want to face those questions, and you say, no, I think I'll postpone. I'll do this next week or the other week.
Procrastination.
You start procrastinating. Yeah. So just listen to your fears. What are they telling you? I'm not ready. I need to have done this. Check those things, because fear always comes to check with you if you're actually okay, if you're doing the right thing. So if you listen to your fears and you actually do, you know, you actually manage it. And you manage it by doing what it is that you need to do. Yeah. So you will actually find that things start flowing for you. Things starts flowing for you. But the issue is that you don't want to face your fears, and then you keep on postponing your life. You keep on postponing things. You keep on postponing. Then you wonder, why is my life the same? Why are my friends, you know, ahead of me? We cleared school at the same time. They're driving. They're doing nice
cars. They have homes.
Yeah. But because you're not willing to face those, to face that. So fear, just face it. Everyone faces fear. It is constant. It will always be there. Okay. Yeah. But everyone who has made it your role model, your mentor, you know, those people that we admire and always speak of, they just face their fears and go on. Yeah.
So, and now, what about a change in an organization?
Yes.
Yes. How do you handle that?
Number one, you see, this is what always happens in organizations. A change is usually initiated by the management, and they will say that now from next week or from next month we are having a new system, we're having an overhaul, we're having a new, you know, we have new processes. But the thing is that the challenge with organizations is to know that communication is not engagement. Communication is not engagement. It is one thing to say, from now onwards, we're going to be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll be clocking in at 6, or we'll be, you know, there's a new system, there's a new IT system. And it is another thing to say, guys, I think we need to do things this way. Yeah. We have been doing things this way, and we have been having 1, 2, 3, 4 challenges. How about we start, we are proposing that we have 1, 2, 3, and this is what, do you think this is good? That is engagement. People feel important, and everyone wants to feel important. You make people feel important, asking them for their, you know, for their views, and people, you know, will...
And for their input.
Yes, and their input, and feel like they are part and parcel of it. They will own it, and you will not have a problem, you know, with managing that change or making that transition. So engage people.
Engage your work.
Engagement is the key thing. And then focus on the positives. when we have this, when we have this system, we're going to save this amount of money, this will be good for, you know, if you focus on the positives. Otherwise, when it just comes, you know, from next, it's like this. From next week, it's like this.
We are
from
going to be doing this.
It's like this.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely, people don't want to feel like they're being, you know, pushed around.
Pushed around.
People
and
don't want.
yes.
They don't want to feel that. So you will always have that challenge.
And they will resist at some point. They'll be like, no, you know, like this
they
is
will
too much.
resist.
Because they don't feel like they're part of the change, right?
Exactly. But you see, now the thing is that anyway, you know, because it's a work environment. At the end of the day, they'll still have to do it. But you know, they're doing it because they have to, not because they really want to. So everything is pushing people. So it becomes very hard for you as a supervisor or the manager. So that's why I say engagement is the thing. Engage people, let them contribute. You'll even find they'll improve your ideas and bring out something better. So that is how it works. Engage people so that you get more believers.
Okay. Yes. Sometimes people want to change. And especially when we talk, it matters business. But then again, you do not have the capital. How do you go about such challenges in life?
When you don't have the capital?
Yes.
You know, capital in terms of what? In terms of money? Because capital is different.
Yeah.
You know what? If you have an idea, if you have, whether you, because let me tell you this, what happens here in Kenya. You know, entrepreneurship is not is not the next big thing. It's a big thing right now. And I'm telling you, capital is not just in terms of money. If you have an idea, that idea is everything. I think it's put it down on paper. Do you know we have a lot of money out there just looking for somebody to draw it out, looking for a very nice business idea to draw it out. So I think what you need to do is first of all identify what kind of business do I want to get into. What kind of business, what is happening there? You know, study what is happening in that area of your passion. What is happening out there? Study, know everything, know where to get the supplies from, everything. Know everything about the business. Then after that, who is your target market? Who's your target market? Because sometimes, you know, we want to, oh, I want to get into entrepreneurship, you just jump in. You don't know where the market is, you just know where to get the products. And then, you know, it's a hustle, it's a struggle, you start struggling. So first of all, do your due diligence. What's my market? You know, and where do I get the materials? Know all that. Then from there, you can do, there are very many people, even if you write, even today in government, they're speaking about Women Enterprise Fund, there's another one called the Gov Fund, the Women Rep, there's the Youth,
there's the Youth Fund.
Fund. There's so many. So I think that's just an excuse. Saying we don't have capital is just an excuse to maybe, you know, just take longer or just an excuse, a nice excuse. But actually, if you want to change and get into entrepreneurship, just do all those things. No, this is the business I want to get to. This is my market. I have just lay it down. These are my projections for the next 3 years or 5 years. You know, sit with somebody, a serial investor. They're always there. Do you know if you walk to any of these hotels in the evenings, any day, you'll find there's either a business meeting, an entrepreneurship, an inspirational meeting where there's networking. I mean, you will always find these people. If you really want to do something, if you're committed to do something, you will find a way. You will always just find a way. And if you know, you'll always find a reason. You know, there's no money, there's no capital.
Excuses.
Yes, and then, you know, your life will just be the same.
Absolutely. And speaking of the government, do you think at any one point we as Kenyans will embrace change?
Oh, yes.
In terms of, you know, who we vote for?
Oh, yes, we have. I think we have. And I think we have even demonstrated it before. I mean, we just had a very young man, about 23 years, being voted. I mean, that was changed. Because before that, it was people, until your 50s or 45, when you have a lot of money, you can campaign. You know, those are the people we would look up to. Even now, having women governors.
Absolutely.
The three of them.
That
was changed. It shows that we are willing as a people to look at people from what they can give us, from their abilities, not just from what they have. So for me, and we are starting to believe more in people. So I think for me that is a good change for us as a country. And I think what it requires is just initiative. If I just come, even as a young person, just have an initiative, you know, and show leadership, show vision. Because you see, the problem with many young people actually is that you want to come on the table and say, you know, anytime you're my youth, it's time for the youth. So you just come to the table with one thing: I'm youth. We can't see leadership, we can't see vision, we can't see direction. I mean, even if we want change, even if we want change of God, change of leadership. Yeah, let's see.
And you must have that purpose. Why do you want to get into this?
Why? Tell us the why. When you tell us the why, we will buy into it. We will support you. We will campaign with you. I mean, we will be with you, and we will be. You know, you will be a good story of change. But if you just show that vision, direction, and purpose, let me tell you, you can convert anybody.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So I think we are headed in the right direction as a country. Yes, as far as the political leadership is concerned.
Yes.
Yeah, and well, we can only, you know, look out for 2022. We see what happens.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we have tackled the political sector. We talked about the economic sector and the social sector. But then again, coming back to the social sector, about relationships and marriages. And sometimes we go through change, especially like financially, where you're in a relationship and things were working out okay. And then at some point, the money goes missing. You lose your job. You lose your husband. How do you handle that? How would you encourage someone who's listening to you right now? They've had it all together, and then boom, things just go.
You know what? You know the deepest type of pain that we have. In fact, in that point, let me just define change, because change can be, we can define it in so many ways. But bottom line, it is loss of something familiar. It is losing something familiar. And perhaps the deepest pain that and loss that we have all had to go through is loss of a loved one. Loss of a job. I mean, those are things that are very deep and painful. So the first thing that you do, of course, there is the grieving and all that. But the first thing that you do, first of all, accept the things as they are. You accept things as they are. You accept this is my real
situation.
Yes, accept this is the reality I am in, and stop, you know, thinking about what you wish your life to be. This is the reality. I've lost my job. And things will have to be done differently. When you accept that reality, and it is not an easy thing, because there is grief, you will cry, look for a crying shoulder. I mean, yes, it's all part of acceptance.
And you feel lost at some point.
You feel lost, actually. That's why I'm saying get a shoulder that you can lean on. So accepting is not just saying, yeah, I accept it just happened. It's not easy to do that. But it is simply allowing yourself to go through the pain while not allowing it to define you, not allowing it to put you down. Yes, so that is part of acceptance, and it can take a long time. But the thing is that you feel you're in control of the situation, no matter how hard is it. So acceptance is a key thing. When you have, you know, when now you have come to a point where this is what this has happened, I have to now explore new ways of surviving. If maybe you have lost a laptop, this has happened. It's now gonna change. When you come to that realization, actually, you start, building even courage. Okay, life has to go on. There's more to life than this pain. There's more to life than losing a job. What next for me? You cannot be defined by one job.
Absolutely.
You cannot be. What was your title before you got into that job? You were something. You are somebody. You just lost maybe a part of maybe earning, but not your life. So what's next for you? So it's very important to come to that point of acceptance. This is what it is. This is a reality. What else can I do? There are always options in life. There are always options in life. You can't reach an end and say, now this is it for me. My life has come to an end. No,
it's over now.
You can rise from any pain and start thriving. So acceptance is a key thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming through. That was such an interesting discussion.
Thank you,
as you have said, you can rise from any pain. There's nothing bigger in this life. You can conquer anything. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yes. So that's